before we go to our regularly scheduled event, we interrupt this programming to address a situation. These classes are designed to be accelerators of spiritual growth. Whatever your life path is, that is not my business. That's between you and your guides, and you already decided it before you were born. Our work is to bring you into alignment with it and put a divine wind at your back so that you can live it, so that you can be yourself. And often people find their energy bodies expanding. That's another phrase for growing. You're growing. These are designed to be spiritual growth accelerators. Guess what? It works. So, so we have to remember as we're doing these energy tending exercises that we are bigger than we thought we were. First, we may have already been conceptualizing ourselves too small, but secondly, the growth that happens in these weekends is not to be underestimated. Teaching team, who was there at Kripalu? And what did you notice about, just shout it out, what did you notice about what went on in that class with the energy bodies? From the start to the finish. Set what?
Kept getting bigger and bigger.
Bigger and bigger until, how far did they go? Out to the mountains, like they covered the valley. When they started, people were walking in with just normal size, hula hoop sized pillars. Hula hoop sized. And they walk out, lopping over the valley, which those mountains were blue in the distance. So I don't know how far that is, but it's not close, right? 5 miles maybe, 10 miles maybe, I don't know. So this is what happens in these classes. So you're probably thinking of yourself, hopefully, at least as big as a hula hoop, or maybe the size of this room, but conceptualize, just perhaps, you're the size of the planet now. Just take it as a hypothetical. And now, imagine that you're the size of the planet, and now draw energy up through the margins of your energy body. Tend the new growth. Tend the new growth. You have this new growth. It wants to, it's like a baby. It's pure, no muscle tone, but you can train it until it goes up. So as if you have the planet at the intersection of heart chakra and vertical channels, draw that growth up. And don't get weird in your head about what that means. Just try it and see if you feel better right now in this moment. Who notices they try it and they feel better? Does it matter what it means? It works, right? Remember that. Remember that. If you start to feel weird, something's off. It shouldn't be that way. We should feel good. And what often is the case is that we're thinking we're powerless, when in fact we're enormously powerful. So now, this is a fun exercise. People tend to like this because it feels more possible, I think. Everything that we consume affects us, but this is a way we can start to engage powerfully with our environment. We don't need to simply pick and choose from existing vibrations. We can change the vibration of anything and everything. Anything and everything. So let's start with the things that we consume or put on our body, like lotions or shampoo, or in my case, bathroom cleaner. Whatever we're going to put in or on our physical form is going to affect us very strongly. Does that make sense? So let's start with that. Everybody has something, right? Everybody has, friends in webinar land, I hope you have it too. I'm taking you on your word that you have it. And tell us if, no, don't tell us if you don't. Don't take that time to type. Go get something. Go. You're at home. Go to the kitchen. Get something. There you go. Now, what we're going to do is remember that this water is also a living being. Do we impose our will on anybody? No. Can we invite anyone or anything to do something? Yes, we can invite. So, with one, hopefully hold it in one hand. And, well, let's start two-handed and become aware of its vibration to set a baseline. However you relate to it. If you have energy hands, feel it in your hands, feel it in your body, smell it energetically or physically if you want. Notice how it is. Notice the state of affairs. Notice how it feels when you think about eating or drinking it. And just notice. Neutral, not adding judgment or analysis to it. Anyone need more time? Fabulous. Now, hold it in one hand and freshen up the other hand just by rubbing it on your side or something to clear the energy. Alert this hand that it's game time, basically. That hand is holding the vibration we've already become aware of. Now, friends, draw this hand until it's facing your heart chakra. And notice the vibration of your heart chakra, just what it is. Not bad, huh? Nice. Let's invite this, better than this water or food, yes? Let's invite this water or food to join the vibration of the heart chakra. Not forcing it, but just inviting it. Wouldn't you like to feel this way too? It never says no, right? Now, draw your hand up to the crown. Notice the vibration in your crown. Just notice it, using whatever subtle sensing works for you. There isn't a wrong way. Nice, huh? Better than the heart, right? Want to invite the water to join the vibration of the crown? You can vibrate this way too. It does. It does. It does it right away. Now, reach to that first sky chakra, just whatever natural arm's length is up there. Feel that. Have the intention to connect with that sky chakra. Let's activate them right now. I forgot to do that. Thank you. Light beings with candle lighters. Poof, poof, all around the room. I know. Isn't that fabulous? Yeah. So, now, sky chakra vibration. Finer, purer, more ethereal than crown. Invite the water or food item. Join this vibration. Vibrate like that. You can stick it up there if you want, but you're not going to be able to do that on the next step. Now, friends, point your hand up to source. Right up through the very center of your pillar of light to the center of the universe. Source. Feel it. Sunshine, love on our hands. Water. Wouldn't you like to be at that vibration, that pitch? Water, would you like to join the vibration of source, such as I am able to access for you? Nice. Now, friends, is there any vibration higher than source? No. So don't misinterpret. We're not done. You think we're done. So what you had a sip of right now is holy water. However, watch this, watch this. The comparison is not between the light beings and source. Nothing is higher than source. However, higher dimension beings live in an environment where truth and love are the predominant vibrations. That's what separates the higher dimensions from the astral planes. The place at which truth and love become the predominant vibrations are where the higher dimensions start, the fifth dimension starts. So those beings live in that environment. Let's face it, their access to source is greater than ours. We're here. We're here. However, we can chain link ourselves to a more pure access than we ourselves can bring through our limited energy bodies. So right now, let's ask for the light beings to come take this water to the vibration of source. Everybody's their own water or food item is consumable, and ask again for the light beings to take this vibration to the vibration of source. For the light beings. to bring this water to that vibration of source. Who notices the shift happening here? Really? That's all? Who notices a shift happening here? There you go. There you go. So once again, this isn't about the light beings having a higher vibration to source. It's about the light beings having greater access to source. So now this is the best I can think of to do. We first did our best, and then we asked for divine help. So now, friends, compare this in your head to how it felt at the beginning. How do you feel about eating or drinking this now? Feels like a good plan, doesn't it? Bon appetit. Or, ein Prosit. So friends, this isn't just, 12:22! Woohoo! This isn't just a little stunt. The point is this. Life is going to hand us vibrations. We do not have to accept them as is. We can change everything in our environment. We've gone through this slowly because we're learning it, but it can happen really quickly once you get the hang of it. Now we're going to demonstrate it at lunch. I'll demonstrate it to the webinar people 10 minutes after we break for lunch. So at at 1:11. We'll do it at 1:11. And in the lunchroom, the teaching team will demonstrate it to the tables as people get there. So as you get there, go sit at one table, one mentor or one teaching person at one table, and then the next table fills and so on. And that way, table by table, as people are arriving, there can be a demonstration and a practice on raising the vibrations of our food. The point being, as we develop this habit, we control the vibrations that come into our life. Wrong word. We improve the vibrations of what come into our lives, and we begin to take responsibility for creating an environment that serves us.
But isn't when you improve it, isn't that a raising?
Yes.
Okay.
We're raising the vibrations.
You said wrong word. Is that the word you meant?
It's not me who made the correction. What did they say before and what did they say after?
Control. Oh, did you say control? Oh, I need to hear that.
Yeah.
Control.
Wrong. That was the wrong word. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. This is a channeled curriculum. Do you understand that, right? It's a channeled curriculum. It's channeled in advance and it's channeled in the moment. And so the advance channeling, I've worked with this outline hundreds of times, always trying to tweak it just a little bit closer to truth. What is it they really mean? Is that the best word? Could we use another word that might fit a little bit better? And then in the moment, of course, doing the same thing. How about a transmission? Yay! 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 What a blessing this is. It's such a miracle. Look, you can learn how to do this. Does that even seem possible? It's amazing. Shake around. Don't be afraid to look like a fruitcake. In here or in life, we hold ourselves back, trying to not look like an idiot, and we miss our life. Really? Really? Don't mind looking like an idiot. All right. Focusing especially on the expansion that we have all experienced. Looking for someone who hasn't. We've all experienced, all right? I went through you too. I know the webinar people are saying, what about me? But you see, it goes in all directions, and I'm arcing the planet. I'm arcing the planet. So drawing our focus to those new edges. Consider perhaps they're at the edges of the planet. Just take that as the working theory. You see? Just take it as the working theory. You see how we have to have some kind of assumption of what size we are, right? So let's just start with that to hopefully get you over this hump of thinking too small. Yes? And draw light from center. In this case, if we're the size of the planet, from the center of the planet is hard. So let's draw it up from the center of the galaxy. Everybody knows what the Milky Way looks like, kind of, right? Spiral of light. Drawing love and light from the center of the Milky Way through our outer margins, which are the size of the planet, drawing that pillar of light up, letting the focus go up while drawing the earth energy up. This is our job. So now let's draw that earth energy up, and now I'm going to ask for our channels to be open even wider to our own guides and angels and to that ultimate source of life and love. Whew. Asking the channels to be opened wider to the light beings and the teachers of the Lightworkers Healing Method, and that you clear away any blockages or resistance that are now ready to let go, that are standing in the way of us receiving these blessings. Draw us into full optimal alignment with you, the guides, the angels, light beings, and source, and prepare our energy bodies to receive your gifts and guidance. And now please give each of us that which is in accordance with the divine plan for us as individuals. Give us whatever healing we're open to receive right now. Give us all other gifts and assistance that are in our highest and best good, and realign our intuitive channels as much as we allow to point straight up to you, the guides, the angels, light beings, and source. Please help us release all of our mistaken and limiting beliefs, and to truly know there are no limits. Everything is possible. Give us whatever we need to open wide to divine flow and be perfect vessels for soul healing. Help us work only when and where we have appropriate permission, never forcing. Help us release our attachments to creating results for others, never forcing. Open us as much as we allow to be a vehicle for other people's guides to work through, to heal them. Help us find the gift of simultaneous healing by fully merging with our subjects. Help us fully separate from our subjects when the sessions are completed. Give each of us that which matters most in this work. Give us whatever we need to be a light worker in our own right way, and pull us forward on our life paths, that personal divine path for each of us. And now help us integrate and anchor the gifts, the blessings, the healings, the awarenesses. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Knowing there's power in repetition, we're going to ask again for the channels to be opened even wider to our own guides and angels, and to that ultimate source of life and love, for the channels to be opened wider to the teachers of the Lightworkers Healing Method and to the light beings themselves, of course. We ask once again that you draw us into perfect alignment to receive the gifts, clearing away our blockages and resistance so we can receive more deeply. And now please give each of us that which is in accordance with the divine plan for us as individuals. Give us whatever healing we're open to receive right now, and realign our intuitive channels as much as we allow to point straight up to you, the guides, the angels, light beings, and source. Help us to release all mistaken and limiting beliefs, and to deeply know there are truly no limits. Give us whatever we need to open wide to divine flow and be a perfect vessel for soul healing. Help us work only when and where we have appropriate permission, never forcing. Help us release our attachment to creating results for others, never forcing. Just the divine plan, just the divine plan, just the divine plan. Open us as much as we allow to be a vehicle for other people's guides to work through, to heal them and to heal the world around us. Help us find the gift of simultaneous healing by fully merging with our subjects, and to fully separate from our subjects when the sessions are completed, the gift is given. Give each of us that which matters most in this work and whatever we need to be a light worker in our own right way. Give each of us that which pulls us forward on our divine path, that optimal and personal future for each of us right now. Help us integrate and anchor the gifts, the blessings, the healings, the awarenesses. Thank you, thank you, thank you. One more time, if you wish. If you don't want to, it's fine. Just absorb, just absorb. If you wish, here we go again. Open the channels even wider. Repetition has power because the starting point is different. Open the channels even wider to our own guides and angels and to that ultimate source of life and love. Open the channels wider to the teachers of the Lightworkers Healing Method and, of course, to the light beings. Prepare our energy bodies to receive your gifts, your blessings, your healings. Clear away the blockages and resistance. And now give each of us that which is in accordance with the divine plan for us as individuals. Give us whatever healing we're open to receive right now, and realign our intuitive channels as much as we allow to point straight up to you. Help us to release all of our mistaken and limiting beliefs and to deeply know there are truly no limits. Give us whatever we need to open wide to divine flow and be a perfect vessel for soul healing. Help us work only when and where we have appropriate permission, never forcing. Help us release our attachments to creating results to others, not forcing, just divine will. Open us as much as we allow to be a vehicle for other people's guides to work through, to heal them and heal the planet, and help us find the gift of simultaneous healing by fully merging with our subjects. And then when the session is done, help us fully separate the gift is given. Give each of us that which matters most in this work and that which we need to be a light worker in our own right way. Draw us forward on our life paths, that individual divine plan for each of us. And now help us integrate and anchor these gifts, the blessings, the healings, and the awarenesses. Draw them into skin, soft tissues, muscles, organs. Ooh, don't get small. Woo! Everybody's getting small. Stay big. Stay the size of the planet and anchor it into the nucleus that is your physical form. Anchoring the energy into the nucleus that is the physical form, but leaving the outer edges the size of the planet. Does that make sense? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, no need for pain, tightness, pressure, discomfort. If you have any discomfort around your head, use your powerful energy hands to expand your crown wider, 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 like turning a normal hat into a sombrero, or taller, 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 like turning a normal hat into a Dr. Seuss hat. If you feel weird, queasy, just not good, draw your focus down and draw up earth energy from the very center of the planet, as big as the planet. Center of the Milky Way, as big as the planet. Drawing that up, 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 up. Any pain, tightness, pressure, discomfort? Pain, tightness, pressure? Everybody's okay, yeah? In webinar land, everybody okay? Lisa, you and your friends, everybody okay? Lisa Bedoya in Boston. Thank you, Lisa. Very quickly, friends, we want to talk about the last little bits of this process of supporting yourself as an energy healer. So now during the sessions, during the healing sessions, you should feel good. It should feel great. This does not mean you do not feel pain. You feel the subject's pain. Pain is just pain. People have an odd way of relating to pain in our society because of the social milieu that says pain is bad. Pain is just pain. When we start to work with other people's pains, we feel it coming into our experience because the session is occurring. The energy shifts, the pain releases for them and for us. Voila, no pain. We don't make up the story about pain. Oh no, now I'm going to have surgery, blah, 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 because we can relate to it as their pain. You should feel good. You should feel good. If you don't feel good, you've lost your energy alignment. That's all that's happened. And so just fluff up your energy, reestablish your flow in sacred space, draw up your upward rising earth energy, enlist outward support, use sprays. And I'm sorry we ordered sprays, and I was hoping they would be here this weekend, but that was a pipe dream. We will have them next month. I'm sorry about that. If you're with us, they will be here. And if you want other energy sprays, these are good energy sprays, but there are other good ones too. These are the best that I've found. I'm particular about it. Other people aren't as picky as I am, and so you might like other things and they're fine for you. And I'm not trying to say what you're liking is bad. If you start to feel badly, refresh yourself, refresh your energy, repeat the opening process. There's nothing wrong with it. Refresh the sacred space just by flushing the vortex. You can walk around the table. We'll talk about creating a vortex. I think that comes right after lunch. I could be wrong about that. So just walk around the table, refresh the space inside of you and outside of you, and you should feel good. There's no reason for you to feel bad if you can let go of the idea that feeling the subject's pain is bad. Are we over that hump? Okay, good. The reason that we want to feel the subject's pain, I just want to make real clear about this, is so we can share in the benefit of the healing. So we can share. When we hold ourselves separate, we limit our ability to be healed. Maybe it's time for them to be healed, and so even though you're holding yourself separate, the higher dimension beings will help them. You are the one who loses when you hold yourself separate. You lose the most. They lose too because you're lacking the power that kicks in when the merge occurs. Teaching team, who notices when we're supervising practice sessions in many classes, if no energy is flowing at the table, the merge is missing. Who notices that? Yeah, the merge is missing. So with the merge, something happens. Boom! Power of two, wherever two or more are gathered. So there's nothing more deeper gathered than merging your energy bodies. Okay, after a session, you should feel great. You should feel great. But remember, you've done your close. Errors corrected, omissions occluded, separated, the gift is given, we are complete. But chances are then you had a little bit of conversation with them, right? And so that connection will reform. It will. It will. And so after the person actually leaves, you talk to them. If you're a healing practitioner, you make your next appointment. Energy in the form of money changes hands. The person leaves. Then separate again. We just acknowledge. Let's not lie to ourselves. The connection opened again. So separate again, separate again, separate again. Create rituals that work for you. I myself, this is the ritual that I believe in. Rituals don't have power in and of themselves. The power comes from the belief in the ritual. So you pick something you believe in and do it. You do it. If you want to use incense and draw circles around you, do it. If you want to wash your hands with salt, do it. Whatever you believe in has power. The power comes from the belief, not the action. There's nothing more powerful than belief. I myself walk around my healing space after they leave with a tuning fork. I have healing tuning forks. I use the Om tuning fork, vibrating at the pitch of the planet. I walk around it and I sound it and I clear circles around my sky pillar and around my earth pillar and around the body, which is not the big part of me. Not the big part of me. Sky and earth. It's all about sky and earth. Of course we hit the body. We don't miss it. But the big part of us doesn't fit in 5.5 or 6 feet or 7. So you should feel fabulous. If you don't, close again, separate again, something's gone wrong. It could be more upward flow is needed. So it's very helpful at the end of the day to just go outside, do a little weeding, connect. You can learn the miracles of life from weeding. I'm serious. Think about it. How do you get a weed out? Do you yank it? Will that work? Gently, 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 we pull it out. Level 2, when we work with traumas, it's just like weeding. Gently, gently, we pull it out to get the whole root. But do something that connects you to the planet. If you don't have a yard that you want to weed, you could come weed mine. Or find something that's productive to do and physical. Do some laundry, sweep the floor, do something physical and practical. Careful with the knives. Careful with the, I'm serious, right after a session or at the end of a day of energy work, you want to be solidly in your body with enough upward energy before you approach the sharp objects. That makes sense, right? But do something practical. Practicality grounds us. In Buddhism, I have a 20-year practice in Buddhist meditation, and that works for me. I'm not saying that that's what you should do. Theravada Buddhism. There's a saying. Well, Jack Kornfield updated it, and I'm supposed to use his updated version. After the ecstasy, the laundry. The laundry. And how that's normally interpreted, actually the traditional saying is, chop wood, carry water. So chop wood, carry water has traditionally been interpreted to mean normal daily life. You meditate, you have these fabulous experiences, and then you get up and you live your life. Chop wood, carry water. But think about the act of chopping wood and carrying water. Very physical. Very physical. You see, the wisdom traditions began in that environment. Chopping wood, carrying water. Do something physical. Weed your yard. Connect with nature. Tend your house. Go for a run. It won't kill you. Make it a short run. And inside your abilities. But brush your pool, anything.
I don't have a yard. So after I'm done, I like to go to the gym.
Go to the gym. Perfect. Perfect. Go to the gym. That's, you're chopping wood. Yeah, physical. 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 So, and remember that you're growing, so keep that focus on tending the margins. The margins naturally grow out. You have to train them. You have to train them. But it doesn't take long. So, if you're drained, you feel drained, tired, or the sessions keep popping into your mind, probably you need to disconnect. You're possibly draining energy. Possibly. If you're twitchy with energy, so much energy you can't sleep, consider, congratulations, consider what is it your guides have given you as your personal assignment for growth at that point in time. You have a bunch of extra energy in your system. It's in your system for a reason, friends. What do you think that reason is? My working theory would be it's to support you in whatever it is you're supposed to be working on in your life right now. So keep a list, a running list of what it is that your guides say to you about what you should be working with, that they say to you through other people as you practice with each other to learn this healing art, or as they say to you in your meditations if you've got that connection going, or automatic writing or other ways of connecting with your guides. Be sure you're connecting with your guides in that automatic writing and not helpful dead people who will often play that game. And I have many dead friends that I have met both when they had a body and ones that I've met, I didn't know them when they had a body. I love dead people. I have nothing against dead people, but they are not our guides. They are not our guides. So use the extra energy to work with whatever issues your guides have given to you. We often forget those. No, thank you. No, thank you. We often forget those. The ones that we need the most, we forget the fastest. It's astounding to me. My personal sessions, I record them. You know, I can work on distance people. I'm used to working on distance people. I am my own distance person. I work on myself. I record the session just like I record anything. And then I transcribe them because these are for me. And I transcribe them and I study them. And I highlight them and I write in the margins. And I use it as my template for growth until the next time. And the things that I need the most, I forget the fastest. It's the most astounding thing. I'll think, now what was that? It just falls right out the back of my head. I go back and there it is, plain as day in the notes. Why do I keep forgetting that one? It's because I need it the most. I don't think I'm the only one with this pattern. So I have many clients, fewer now because I've started to ask for these people to find someone else to work with. I just ask, have that person find someone else to work with. If somebody's not going to listen to their recordings, I want to work with people who are ready to move on. If you're not going to listen to your recordings, you're going to forget the things that you need. And next time you're going to come in and we're going to be talking about the same old thing again. I don't want to do that. Move on. So do it for yourself. Do it for yourself. Get the benefit. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Rebecca.
How many times would you recommend listening to your recording? Like how would you recommend that?
How many times do I listen to my recording?
Yeah, or
Until I have it memorized. And the ones that I need the most, sometimes it takes a couple years until I have it all memorized. But that's what I do. Here's the thing. I've been working with this for 23 years, and it is my life. My life. My humble intention is to live my life plan. I'm not claiming that I'm doing it perfectly. Every moment, waking and sleeping, this is what I'm working on. What is it I planned to do? And now, how can I do that better? I didn't start out that way, and so start wherever you are. Wherever you are is the perfect place to start. And just do something. Even if it's clearing your energy field once a day. Even if it's making a vortex, which we talk about in the afternoon. The point of it is to take a step, to do something to change your life. And belief builds upon belief, builds upon belief, builds upon belief. Until you realize joy happens when I'm pursuing my life goals. Why would I want to do anything else? Why would I want to do anything else? At any point in time, ever. Questions before we go to lunch? Stephanie.
Did we address the vortex?
I think let me just make sure that I haven't completely spaced out. Did I miss that?
Well, I didn't see it. It said environment creation. I thought it would have been there.
Oi, 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 oi. Did I skip the vortex? Oh, now I'm going to hell. There is no hell, right? Okay. We can create one for ourselves. We can create a living hell. And there are places where people are suffering. For sure. But not hell like we think of it. Wow! I missed a whole page, not just a segment. Ay. Okay, we'll start it now and then we'll just get as far as we can get. So, we've already talked about the vortex. It cleanses a space. How do you create one? It's so easy you'll think I'm making it up. My guide said, this is a long time ago, they said, sweep the floor of your healing space every day in a counterclockwise circle. And I thought, all right, I've done stranger things. I shall do this. I'm sweeping a perfectly clean tile floor in a circle every day, thoroughly, every spot. Don't miss anything. You know how it is with tiles. You can easily tell what you've swept and what you haven't swept. A long time passes. I question this investment of my valuable time. The answer is consistent. Will you just do it? One day, there I am, sweeping the floor of my healing space with my physical broom, my physical floor, with my physical broom. I feel something pushing on my back. What is that? What is that? The vortex. The vortex. It was the vortex. My ignorant, unintentional sweeping, just do it, created a vortex. It took a lot longer than it needed to take. When you do it with intention, with power, with focus, now I'm going to create a vortex. But still adding that physical action, thought, word, and deed, and the attention to detail that comes when you have a broom and you can see where you swept and where you didn't sweep. It is powerful. It is powerful. It comes to life. It needs to be tended. It needs to be tended. It will come to life at whatever size it begins. It's like a baby. It begins at the perfect size and it grows. When my daughter was about 10, my kids grew up with this, you know. My son was a baby when my brother died. And so I met my guides when I was pregnant with my daughter. So she's had this as her background the whole time. So I walk into her room one day. I'm energy sensitive. She's, like we're all energy aware in our house. And there are all these little vortices spinning around the floor of her room. And I said, what was going on in here? Obvious question, right? And she says, I made them. Aren't they cute? Kids do it for fun. Kids do it for fun. So you make a vortex. It will get huge and cleanse the space. Does that make sense? Friends, I am so sorry. I want to finish this, and I feel like I'm going to run about 5 minutes late into lunch. Is that okay? I really apologize. I really apologize. So there's so many stories that come out of our classes of people who just hook onto this one thing, just this one thing of creating a vortex, because there's so much information coming at you. It's like this barrage of new thinking, and you think, where can I even grab hold of this? So you can grab hold of it at the level of the opening process or at the level of the vortex. Those are two doorways. Just start with something. So we've had people who have had very challenging life situations build vortices and watch their lives transform in a short period of time, Teaching team, anything to add to that? Stephanie.
When
Sorry.
my house is dirty and I just make my vortices, people come in and think it's clean.
They think the house is clean. It's true. People come in and say, my God, you keep an immaculate house. And I do. But still, it's the energy.
I
Donna.
started vortices where I teach yoga, where I take yoga classes, where I go grocery shopping, in my car, in my husband's working space, in his truck, wherever I'm going to be, I start a vortex.
You don't have a broom in
my
supermarket.
studio. No, but with intention.
With intention.
And what have you noticed by doing that?
Oh, I could just walk into the grocery store and nothing bothers me. But I also work my pillar of light. Whereas sometimes before I thought, I really don't want to go into this grocery store. I would just be really energy sensitive. Mm-hmm. I'm in there and I'm like, I'm going to get my groceries happily.
Okay, let me tell you the psychotherapist. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm just aware of the time, and this is a powerful story. We had a person taking our classes in 2009, which were my first classes, and they were terrible, they were awful. But I was doing my best, and some element of the divine supplied the rest. So this person was a psychotherapist, and had a practice that was challenging. She had just lost her sister in a surprise death experience and was now raising her sister's 2 grieving teenage children, which put a severe strain on her marriage, as you might expect. Work life difficult, home life difficult. She comes, takes the class, awful class, stinko bad class, but I was doing my best. And she goes home and builds a vortex in her therapy room. She comes back and tells us a story. She repeated the class 6 months later. And she comes in and gives us a story. She said, I built it in my therapy room, and my practice transformed. Patients who had been stuck for years had breakthroughs, and the ones and others left, and better, people who were ready to do their work came and took their place. And I was inspired by that, so I went home and built a vortex in my home. And now my niece and nephew are doing great, and the pressure's off. I just feel like I can breathe again. I'm paraphrasing. You heard her. Who else was in that class where she came in and reported? You heard her. That's basically it, right? Pretty close to what she said? Yeah. And from the vortex. Other people too. Just story after story after story about that. So it's a good place to start. The opening process also a good place to start. You notice one is about creating sacred space internally, the opening process, and the other externally, the environment. So we begin with the vortex. We build the vortex. I had been doing that for, 4.5 years. And one day I'm in my healing practice, in my healing room, and I noticed this thing coming out the ceiling. Looks like Dippity-Doo, the sparkly hair gel from the 1980s. Dippity-Doo, anybody remember Dippity-Doo? What is it? Is it good? Is it bad? What's coming out the center of my ceiling? My guide said, it's good. You'll figure it out. It's good. It's the living waters. You'll figure it out. It's good. It's the living waters. You'll figure it out. So I start to try and figure it out. It's love. It's liquid love. It's divine love. Like calls to like. We create a vortex. The vortex clears the space. It becomes sacred. Love comes into it. Divine love comes into it. It can happen naturally in 4.5 years, or you can call for it. It can happen in a month or a day or a moment. A moment. So it sounds too simple. It sounds impossibly simple. Just try it and see what happens. Try it for yourself, where you live, where you work, where you go. You have a right to live your life in sacred space, and it's up to us to make it happen. We can do it. Here's how. 5 minutes. Okay. We declare the morning complete, unless Stephanie points out I've missed something else. Okay. I was working with someone this past week. We'll do the opening process in just a moment. But I was working with someone this past week. She's well into her 60s, 70s coming up. She spent her life not doing what she should be doing. She spent her life trying to please others. How well does that work? Not well. Her guides are saying, how much time do you think you have? Now. Start it now. Start it now. Today. Live your life. How much time do you think you have? Friends, we don't know how much time we have. Any of us. Today could be the day. And I don't say that in a sad way, because death is the best experience we have our entire lives. It's a beautiful fact. You don't believe me. It's a beautiful fact. No, neither do you. Wow. It's true. It's true. It's true. Oh, I didn't say what came before it was good.
Right, there's suffering.
Death. But that suffering is optional because of the inconsistency of the thinking and the poorly defined objectives. So when we define our objective as living our life plan, it's clearly defined. And when we're done, we're done. All right, friends. That was your gratuitous thought for the day. Let's take a moment now to align our hearts with the universal present, drawing light and love from universal source straight into the fullness of the heart chakra. Take it as your working theory. We've got to start with an assumption somewhere, right? Start with the assumption that it's the size of the earth. Start with the assumption that your heart chakra is as big as the earth, which is in circumference roughly 8,000 miles. And I'm sorry, I meant to do the conversion to diameter and I forgot. Drawing it in, light and love, universal presence, letting it flow. Front to back, 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 front to back. Side to side, side to side, side to side, side to side, side to side. Reaching out the back, connecting to that element of divine presence that we're most personally comfortable with, be it Christ consciousness, Buddha nature, something else. It doesn't matter. We don't need to know. Finding it by pitch, by feel, by vibration, drawing it into the back of the heart until once again, bulging, expanding with love, exhaling out the front. Rivers of love flowing back to front, back to front, back to front, back to front, and now swishing both ways through the fullness of this huge heart chakra, back to front and front to back. Back to front and front to back, back to front and front to back, creating turbulence, cleansing, clearing, reaching down, just humor me into the center of the Milky Way. You have a vague idea of what the Milky Way is, as if you could stand on the Milky Way. It's flat, roughly, it's horizontal, drawing up light and love, divine Father Earth, divine Mother Earth, through us and around us in an upward rising river of love, the size of the earth, through us and through our lives, through us and through our lives, up, up, up to source, knowing there's always more we can do. We can comb our energy bodies with our fingers, engaging in the eternal process. So, Lindsay, go bigger, okay? Engaging in the eternal process of straightening up the energy body, there's always more we can do, drawing it up, up, up to source. Telling the intuitive channels, look, that's where love comes from. They have consciousness too. Just point it out to them. As soon as they get it, you won't have to train them anymore. They'll see it and they'll go, oh, woo, and grow straight for source. There you go. Now, drawing the focus to the crown and through the crown, connecting into source energy, the rainbow of healing frequencies. Whew. Drawing in light and love and healing frequencies, all the healing frequencies we currently have access to, have ever had access to, and will ever have access to. Drawing these through us and around us in a downward flowing river of love, flushing that pillar of light the size of the planet from the center of the universe to the center of the Milky Way, through us and around us, swishing top to bottom and bottom to top, creating that turbulence, cleansing, clearing, drawing the focus to the intersection. Ho ho! Whew! And there pops a beautiful, beautiful bubble of love, creating safe, sacred, private, healing, learning, growing space. Noticing the outside of the bubble, strong, light, bright, resilient, crackling with love, with electricity. It's clear, it's clear, it's clear. Only beings that we invite in can join us. All others pass around on their own way to the light. Everybody's headed for the light, just in their own way. Asking our guides, angels, whew, light beings to join us. Whew. Whew. Any higher dimension healers and teachers who wish to be with us, we're grateful, grateful for your presence. Whew. Noticing the vortex pulsing around us, huge, muscular, strong vortex. Thank you for taking away everything that's being released the moment it's being released. Noticing the living waters, the waterfall of divine love, pooling on the floor around our feet, filling the earth with love, filling the galaxy with love. So be it, so be it, so be it, so be it. Friends, if you're having some situation that's causing you discomfort and you're ready to work with it, ask me. Don't suffer. We're not supposed to suffer. We have these situations come up because we're supposed to do something. Tracy, because we're supposed to do something. So don't suffer with it. Ask me, I'll help you. I love you. I don't want you to suffer. I know that seems impossible. I see how you don't believe me when I say that. I do. I do. It's okay. I do love you. Here's the thing, when you start to work with higher dimension energy, more and more, you come into that space where the vibration is of truth and love, and we start to see everybody as their sacred selves. How can we not love them? How can we not? Of course we love them. So friends, what we're doing this afternoon is fabulous because we're building toward the practice, an actual practice. Oh, an actual practice. They're laughing at me. Ooh, an actual practice. We're going to, they're so funny. We're going to talk about the final little tools, have a short demonstration of what the practice will be, have a walkthrough of what the practice will be, and then the practice. Yes. So very easy, step by step, no problems, you can do it. This is the only technique we include in the level 1 class. When I started teaching these classes, we did, oh, well, a lot was wrong, but one thing was actually theoretically strong about them is that there were no techniques in the level 1 class. It was purely about alignment. And there was nothing for people to wrap their minds around, and it didn't work. Right. It didn't work. So we have taken the first technique of level 2 and drawn it into level 1 to give our minds something to hold on to until they can step aside, So this technique is the first technique that we teach in our program because often it's the first technique that the guides call for us to use in a healing process. It's a general sweeping of an energy body, a general clearing. One way of clearing an energy body. It's a very effective way. I'm not trying to say this is the only way. There are many other ways. This is the way that my teachers have very pointedly and consistently insisted that I use. And so it is what I teach. In the higher dimensions, there already exist ready-made screens made of love, made of light, ready to be used, warehouses and warehouses of them, ready to be used, abundant, unlimited supply of screens of light and love. And they come in very many sizes, lots of sizes. And when we're ready to clear a field, when the guides say, clear this field, or when you begin the session and you can't hear a darn thing, who's ever had that moment, teaching team? Or, yeah, teaching team. Sorry. Soon. Maybe. Sometimes what's happening is that the energy body is cluttered and we need to clear it. We just need to clear it, clear away the debris of life. This isn't a statement about the person at all. This is debris of living combined with where they are in their growth cycles, not their eternal growth arc, but the smaller cycles of life. When we have a breakthrough, a new cycle of growth begins. So the first screen looks like a chain link fence. It's strong, like a chain link fence, has big holes in it, like a chain link fence, made of light and love. And we pass it through. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pretend. I'm going to have an imaginary person, an imaginary friend. I'm going to ask for the exact right person to plop on my... Thank you. I'll figure out who it is. So now I have a screen the size of a chain link fence in structure, but big around to get the whole energy body. And I start way down there because energy bodies are much larger than physical bodies. And I pass the screen through this person and his energy body. I'll figure it out. And what would a chain link fence pick up? Big stuff. Big stuff. Big rocks, big blockages. So the big blockages are because the person has recently gone through a breakthrough and they've started a new growth cycle, and so all their new stuff is coming up. This isn't about them having, big heavy blockages in their eternal path. It's the cycles of growth that occur, the smaller cycles that occur within the larger arc of growth. So when we see a big blockage, all it means is they recently had a breakthrough. Good on you, mate. Oh, he's Australian. This is cool. We'll figure it out. If it's important, yeah, we'll figure it out. Drawing this up through us and around us, packing it up, sending it to source for recycling. Again, 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 until I can pass this baby through. Clear. No longer needing the chain link. Now we drop down to the next mesh. Roughly about an inch grid. Holes about the size of an inch. It'll pick up smaller stuff, right? If we had started it with the big, right away, it might not have been able to pick up the really heavy stuff. So now we're coming through with this inch square mesh. Do, 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 do. He does not have much at that level. Who are you, my friend? Ooh, we'll figure it out. There. He just doesn't have much at that level. Dropping down to half inch grid. Yes? Smaller stuff, smaller stuff. Almost nothing at that level. So we go until it passes through clear, pitching them up. I want to make really clear I'm not just tossing it on the floor. Don't do that. The light beings will humor you for a little bit, and then they'll say, clean up your own mess. Quit throwing garbage on the floor. We take it and we pitch it up through the astral planes as high as ever we can, sending it to recycling. You can do it. Then, quarter inch, right? Half inch, quarter inch, smaller. Ooh, I know something about this person now. Let me test my theory. For sure. I'll know next. Dropping down to 1/8 inch, and then I'll tell you. Oh, yeah. So this person works in energy. Energy working. I know this because, there's a boatload of stuff at its 1/8 inch mesh grid. I don't know why it is, but people who work in energy, when you get right down to that 1/8 inch and the bug screen, there's a load of garbage. A load of garbage. Always, unless they've been sweeping their field. And obviously this person is not. Come on. We're just having fun with each other. Because he was being a little cheeky. His word. Where's the person who has the real good vision? Who was sitting up here? Who is it? Yeah. So if you get a hit, tell me. Or anybody. We can play this game together. This is a fun game, figuring out the unseen world. It is. It's endlessly entertaining. Okay. That one passed through reasonably clear. So, who has screens on their windows to keep the bugs out? Yes, we all do. We live in Florida. Bug screen size, made of light, made of love, clean. Oh, wow. Grief, sadness, despair, something bad. I'm so sorry. Let me get this out. I'm not joking anymore. I'm sorry. I thought I was being funny, but I was being stupid. I'm sorry. Starting to ease up. So sorry. Coming through now with this sheet, like a bed sheet, like a linen bed sheet, made of love, made of light. Feeling better, feeling better, feeling better. Once more. Feeling better. And now, after we've come through with the sheet of light, we have worked from chain link down to sheet, all of which are in a flat plane, a thin plane. This final band, unlike all the others, is in a thick band, a thick band. I see it as roughly 2-ish feet, however big that is, thick. It's like sticky fog, but sticky like spider webs. And it's electromagnetically charged so that it not only picks up all the tiny little particles that slip through a bed sheet, but it aligns what's left. It's like brushing an energy body, and it feels great. You'll find out when you're the subject. And when you've got a fabulous merge and you're the practitioner. Don't scrimp. We're houses full of them. We're not making them. We're not imagining them. They're real. They're tangible. You can feel them. There's weight in your hands. There's something there. There's something there. There's something there. Not only does it clear the field so that you can see the deep stuff that's going on and prepare for deep work. That's what it's doing, is clearing away the superficial debris, getting to the deep stuff so that we can help them with what's really going on in their lives. It can be a real diagnostic tool in addition to this cleansing tool, because as you're working with it, and I didn't in this situation, but so often as you're working with it, you'll notice places where the screens snag or bend or twist. Note to self, something's there. So when the guide starts saying, okay, now look for the trauma, which is a level 2 process, you can note to self, say, well, first you try and figure out where it is. You understand? So, okay, where is it? Where is it? Tell me, tell me. And if you can't hear anything, just go with the working theory of it might be where the screen's snagged. Does that make sense? Yeah. Questions on the screens of light? It's pretty cut and dry. Feels fabulous. This is a beautiful self-care technique. When you can't tell what's going on in your field, you can't find the energy blockages, you know how our minds are. Not helpful. Just screen yourself. Feels great. Wake up in the middle of the night, can't sleep, screen yourself. Now, the last part of the practice that we're building to is, of course, the ask. Align, merge, channels up, trust, that's all along, but also in the close, the ask. How we word the intention really matters. It really matters. And this is our responsibility, to help our subjects word the intention in a powerful way, in a powerful and effective way. People will come in with, shout me out a problem. Teaching team, problems. Problems people come in with. Financial. They'll say, oh, thank you. I got an email from a client that I worked with once many years ago, and I got an email from him this past week, kind of a frantic tone. Help me, help me. And the email that comes back is basically everything. Basically everything. My love life stinks, my job situation stinks, my everything stinks. So he wants me to fix it, right? Fix it. So what we have to do with our clients, our subjects, is help them understand that this is a symptom. Just like pain, it's a life pain. And what we want to do is take out what it represents. We want to release what it represents. We want to heal what it represents. We do not focus on symptom relief. That masks the problem. It masks the problem. Life pains are the symptom. Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, interpersonal pains are the symptom. It means something. It means something. So we go for what the symptom represents. And this is not in your outline, and I apologize for that. I knew something was missing from this page, and it didn't come to me until lunch. So page 19, middle of the page, go for what it represents, go for what it represents, go for what it represents. Presenting the request for healing. That is really the most important thing about presenting the request for healing. Get to the intention. What does it represent? What does it represent? The pain. What does the physical, mental, emotional, financial, spiritual, interpersonal pain represent? Does that make sense? And go for that. Now, we've also covered multiple times, they're joking with me, the power of repetition. So remember that each time we present a request, our starting point is different than it was just a moment before. So if I say, okay, what was the topic? Financial. Help this person with whatever their financial pain problems represent. And now I say, now help this person with whatever the financial problems represent. It's a different starting point and therefore a different result. And now help this person with whatever the financial problems represent. I bet if I do it one more time, we get something out. And now help this person with whatever the financial problems represent. Oh, he just started sweating. Yeah. Once more, to test it. Help this person. Yeah, there's nothing there. Okay. So it came out. Now, the power of multiple doors. Try to reword it. So the financial situation maybe is security. You so help this person with whatever the security troubles represent, or I'm sure somebody can word it better than that. Safety. Help this person with well, I don't know. Is that my job? Isn't that in fact manipulating?
That's what security represents to me.
Yes,
so.
but what if that's not in his or her divine plan? You see? So with whatever this problem represents, not for us, to say this person should feel safe. My assumption is he should feel safe. I believe he should feel safe. But what if I got that wrong? So we just know there's a problem, there's a symptom. We want the symptom to be released, not because of the symptom, but because of what it represents. We want to release the underlying problem, the deeply rooted problem. Because maybe if this person feels safe, they'll stop working on the other things that are somehow interwoven, and they'll miss the gift. It's not for us, you see? Not our will, just divine will. Scott.
The problem represents fear, and you identify fear as the problem, but don't know the source of it.
The wonderful thing about this work is that we don't have to figure out anything. All we do is align with sacred space, merge, channels up, start asking. If it's important, this is a phrase that everybody who knows me has heard many, many times. If it's important for us to understand the meaning, they'll explain it. And if not, we just get this out. Just get it out. There's something there. If it's important for us to understand it, we won't be able to get it out without the story. But often we can just get it out, especially in the level 1 classes. Waive the learner's permit. This make sense? It's a start. You see, we're working with this comprehensive divine energy healing method. We start somewhere. Here's the next step. And of course there's more after it, of course. But here's where we are now. Is this okay? What, somebody said Lynn or no? Somebody said Lynn.
Then.
I thought it was a person in a body. Yeah, you're playing games with me. You know she can get me going. Okay. Oh, a minute late. Remember to give thanks. One important question. Is this topic complete for now? I'm sorry. Is this topic complete for now? Is this topic complete for now? You see? It's a yes or no. Now we're going to have a very on-point demonstration. This was kind of an impromptu demonstration on someone who I will hope to figure out who this person is. You need to get off the table now because we're getting ready to do a physical person demonstration with a physical person practitioner. So we normally, the last demonstration yesterday, we would have worked with emotional pain. So that's what we're going to ask for right now, emotional pain. Fear, anxiety, tension. Hand up if you want. Oh, wow. Shout out. You're going to have to say your intention anyway.
Okay. Fear.
Fear? Mm-hmm. Shout out. Everybody. Who wants?
Fear.
Fear. Fear? Anybody?
Fear's good.
Fear's good?
Anxiety. Yeah.
Confidence.
Self-in love.
That's not the same. Mark. No, that's not right.
What?
Put those hands up again. Can't.
I know.
Who doesn't have their hand up that's wanting to raise the hand? You,
Anxiety.
blonde person. I'm sorry, I can't see your tag.
Jacqueline.
Jacqueline, put it where I can see it, sweetheart. Come on. Here's why. I want to remember your face so that when I see your name later on, I'll know who you are. So, on the table. And do you want me to be your timer? 10 and then 5. Give me just a second. I'll start you in 2 minutes, or a minute and a half. Oh. Yeah, he's don't sit in the chair. Go over there. He's gone. Okay. What did you say? 10 and 5? Okay. The reason that we have multiple people do the demonstrations is so you get really clear it's not about me. And secondly, that you can see that everybody has their own style. So Mary's style is going to be different than mine. When you see multiple people over multiple classes, you'll see everybody's got a different style. Thank you. Is it a relationship heartbreak? Okay. Okay. This is a demonstration of level 1 techniques for emotional pain. And Jacqueline's emotional pain is heartbreak. So, are you ready to get started? Okay. I'm going to work with my eyes closed. First, I'm noticing my own energy body. Noticing my beating heart, loving it. Do you go by Jackie? Sure. Okay. Having the intention now to merge my energy with Jackie's. Okay, Jackie, now let's bring our attention to our joint heart chakra and opening it up so big and wide, wider than we think it is, much, much, much bigger than we think it is, way below our feet, way above our head, way to the left and way to the right. Now we're going to align ourselves with universal love and life and drawing that presence into the front of our heart, the fullness of our heart chakra, having it expand and exhale out the back so there's a river of love flowing through us and around us, in the front and out the back, in the front and out the back, in the front and out the back, and I merge even deeper, fully wanting to feel that heartbreak, letting that go. In the front and out the back, in the front and out the back, going way down below our feet, flushing the riverbed of the heart, flushing that out where the heavy energies are. Drawing this river out the back now, connecting to an element of divine presence that we are personally comfortable with, drawing that into the back of the heart, feeling that so full of love, the fullness of it, again, seeing it much bigger than we think it is, drawing that into the back of the heart, till it bulges and exhales out the front. Now this river's flowing back to front, back to front, back to front, back to front. These two rivers are flowing simultaneously in opposite directions, front to back and back to front to back and back to front. Swishing those energies back and forth, creating that turbulence, cleansing, clearing, and releasing all that needs to go. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Both rivers flowing simultaneously, opposite directions, full force, doubling the amount of love present here. Now reaching down, focus on our feet, down, way, way, way down, deep into the center of the planet, drawing up divine planetary energies, Father Earth energies, Mother Earth energies, drawing up, up, up into those vertical channels, drawing it fully, fully into those vertical channels. An upward rising motion, those intuitive channels, pranic channels, all of them, straightening them way up to source. Earth to sky, earth to sky, earth to sky, through the fullness of the pillar. Much bigger than we think it is, just letting that run, opening those channels wide. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Flushing, cleansing, clearing, earth to sky now. Straightening those channels ever more, straightening them way up to source, showing them where love is, letting them go. Showing them where love is. Now reaching out the crown, opening it wide, way, way up, connecting into source energy there. Rainbow of healing frequencies available, all that are available now, all that have ever been available, all that will ever be available, drawing them down, 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 feeding those channels with love so they stay connected, drawing down, 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 that loving flow. Sky to earth, sky to earth, sky to earth. Now these two rivers are flowing. Earth to sky, sky to earth to sky, sky to earth, creating that turbulence, cleansing, clearing, opening, straightening, flushing through, letting go of anything that needs to be released, and asking the vortex to pulse this divine wind around us, feeling it pulsing, asking it to run on high for as long as we are working and however long it necessary thereafter. Thank you, thank you. Now merging even deeper. Feeling that living waters now coming down out of into the center of the space, washing over us with love, bathing us in this nest of sacred love. Now drawing your attention to the intersection of heart chakra and pillar of light, pulsing that till critical mass of love is reached, expanding into this bubble, this light, bright, solid bubble. Outside's crackling with electricity. It's clear only beings we invite in can come in. All others pass by on the way to the light. This is safe, sacred, private, healing space for Jackie and for Mary. Asking my guides and angels permission to do this work today with Jackie. Asking for guidance, support, and protection in the process. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Noticing Jackie's higher self. Asking for permission to work in your energy body. Thank you. Thank you. Now asking Jackie's guides to join us here, and angels, join us here in the sacred space. Asking teachers of the Lightworkers Healing Method, and the other higher order beings that wish to be present. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, asking Jackie's intention for healing, to help heal this heartbreak and whatever it is that the heartbreak represents. For the bigger picture of life there, what is it that heartbreak represents? I'm asking guides now, do I need to use, yes, need to use screens, start with screens of light. Asking to, thank you. Now I have a screen of light in my hands. It's a huge screen. It's a chain link fence. Starting way, way below her energy body, I'm asking the direction to run the screen, and they say from her feet. Now noticing how it feels, drawing this screen of light through her body, picking up some just heavier pieces of debris. Seems to be some chunks here, so I'm going to draw that up, 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 up. Send it to recycling. Thank you, thank you. Asking for another. It's in my hands now. Asking again, anything that can be removed to help clear this for Jackie. Feels very raw. Yeah. But for recycling. One more time with that big one. Oh, they're saying let's put it underneath. Okay. Drawing that up, up, up. Coming at it at a different angle. Drawing that up. Sending to recycling. Okay. One more time. Okay, it's going through faster now. Am I finished? Ready to move on to the next level. Okay. Now asking for a screen 1 inch in square. So it's a finer mesh, one step at a time, starting well below her energy body, fullness of her energy body, deepening my merge. Feeling the pain of that, the pain of the heartbreak and what it represents. A lot of fear coming up now of what the heartbreak, what will happen after I get through that heartbreak. Bringing that up and out. Okay. One more time. Again, underneath. 1 inch screen still. Okay. Bringing that up, sending it up to recycling.
10 minutes left.
Okay, thank you. Okay, move on to 1/4 inch screen. Okay, 1/4 inch screen. Going to draw that 1/4 inch screen through, fullness of her energy body, getting some finer and finer pieces. Now there's some other stuff coming. Letting that go though, it's coming out to be released. It's coming out to be released. Drawing that up, through, and recycling. One more time through. How are you feeling? Okay? Letting that go. Okay, time for an 1/8 inch screen. Seeing that finer mesh. Drawing that through her energy body. Asking again. Let's help her with this heartbreak and whatever it is the heartbreak represents. We want to help her with the heartbreak and whatever it is that it represents. Help her with the heartbreak and whatever it is that it represents. Oh, it's getting full. Up for recycling. Keep going. Picking up finer and finer particles. Just clearing it out. Just feeling it fully. Helping to release it. Washing it through. Okay, now we're going down to a bug screen of light. Okay, asking again how it needs to go through underneath. Big, big bug screen. I want to get way under her energy body. Way under there. Pulling it through, setting it up for recycling. More time, this 1/8 inch screen. Asking again, helping Jackie with her heartbreak and whatever it is that the pain represents, this emotional pain. 1/8 inch screen. Deepening my merge. Oh, lots up here by the heart. Pulling it through. Okay, now I'm going to use the linen sheet. It's like a linen bed sheet. It's I see it very sparkling with light, all made of love, made of love, made of love. Asking for healing, whatever it is, it's best for Jackie. Drawing that up through, seeing finer and finer pieces coming through, finer pieces, whatever this represents. Okay. Asking now if am I done with that one more time through the linen sheet. Picking up finer and finer pieces. Asking to merge deeply, to feel that heartbreak. Okay, now it's time for that last phase, that sticky fog. I'm going to run the sticky fog. And the way that I see the sticky fog, it reminds me of fiberglass, a fiberglass sheet where it's fibrous and thick. I'm going to run that through fullness of her energy body. Wow, I'm seeing lots and lots of little pieces of things just sticking to the fog, combing it through, aligning her field as well.
Five minutes left.
Thank you. Feeling all kinds of tears as I get up here. Like little tears that are attaching themselves to the sticky fog. Drawing it through. All the way through. Sending it up, up, up to recycling. Now, asking one more time, is there anything else that I can do? Anything else that I can do? Anything else to help Jackie with this heartbreak and whatever it is that it represents? Knowing that I have done my best. Asking for light beings to come and make it perfect, please. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Noticing the shifts in my body. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Now I'm asking, is there anything more that can be done? Anything at all that I can do? Anything more that can be done? And they said, no, go ahead, start the sacred seal. We're going to put a sacred seal on the process, sacred seal on the healing. First step is to ask that anything that I've done poorly, have it be done well. Asking for errors to be corrected. I know I've made some. Asking for anything I've left out, please include. Any poorly done work done well, well done work done perfectly, perfectly, perfectly. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And now asking to align our energy body with perfect pitch, vibration, and frequency. Aligning our energy body with perfect pitch, vibration, and frequency with all that is. Asking also for simultaneous healing, any that's available. Asking for simultaneous healing for anything that's available for myself as well. We are merged, we are one, knowing that it's unlimited. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now these fully aligned vibration and asking to bring it into the physical plane, drawing it into the skin and muscles and tissues and bones, cells of the bones, and drawing it down, 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 deep into the center of the planet, grounding it fully and deeply so it's felt into the physical plane. Again, drawing it into the skin and muscles and tissues, bones and cells,
and organs, drawing it down, 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 grounding fully, fully, fully. Now taking this, now beginning to stabilizing, more stabilizing over space-time, stabilizing and grounding this newly perfected vibration, stabilizing and setting over space-time, stabilizing and setting and grounding. Now taking this bubble of light and love, expanding it 1,000,000 trillion times, starting to separate out our energies, mind to me, Jackie's to Jackie, mind to me, Jackie's to Jackie, separating out our energies, taking this bubble of light and love, expanding 1,000,000 trillion times, separate bubbles of light and love, so full of love for each of us, for each of us, for each of us, drawing down, drawing the bubbles down, 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 gently, 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 till they snap into place in the divine plan. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You okay? How do you feel? Can you tell me?
Not as sad.
Not as sad. Not as sad. Can I hug you?
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
And you?
Great.
Just stay there, honey. Just stay there for
Yes.
just a couple minutes. Lie
Process
down.
out.
You're not as ready to
Yes.
sit up as you think you are.
Absolutely.
Oh. Fun excitement of shoes over here. Questions, comments? I would like to point out just a couple of things about this demonstration, and that's that Mary stayed within the 20 minutes just doing a very basic fundamental technique. And even within 20 minutes, which is not a therapeutic length, just doing a superficial cleanse, some relief occurred. And that since we're not going for relief, that is not our goal. Our intention is to heal the cause. The symptom relief has meaning, as opposed to if our goal was to relieve the symptom, in which case it would just be the symptom that was getting quieter. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So friends, the demonstration was 20 minutes long. The walkthrough is going to be 20 minutes long on each side. The practice is 20 minutes long on each side, so that's exactly it. You do a nice opening with an understanding of what the subject's intention for healing is. Everything is fair game. And start just as Mary did. She did it wonderfully, beautifully. Holding the intention in her heart, wording it, expressing it. You see how she expressed it. Thought, word, and deed. Thought, word, and deed. Moving the screens through, putting the physical action, the deed, into the equation. And she waited until the 5-minute warning to close. When you're doing this work, you enter the timeless zone. It's very difficult to keep track of time. I would say it's impossible to keep track of time because you're in the 5th dimension, or you're working within, it's like a portal opens up and reaches down and covers you from the 5th dimension. There is no time. The 5th dimension is beyond space and time. So you can't tell how much time has elapsed. It might feel like surely it's time to close, but until you get the 5-minute warning, which we will give you, don't close, okay? So wait for the 5-minute warning and then close. Now the first thing that happens is a walkthrough, and so we'll be the timekeepers there too. Does that make sense? Questions before we go to bathroom break? Questions? Look. Excuse me.
Did Mary inquire as to what is the need before anything started? Or after she was already aligned?
We get the intention right up front,
Before she even aligns herself.
Well, she's before she officially aligns herself, yes. The alignment was beginning. You could feel it happening, you know, it was happening. And then she got the intention and then fully aligned and began.
And when she's aligning herself first, she's not really calling in the divine energy and the loving waters until she merges, right? Or is she doing it twice?
Yes, we do it
She
twice.
do it twice.
We do it for ourselves first. You see, clear ourselves, clear our stuff out of the way.
But that's not as verbal, or is?
I just didn't talk it out, but that's exactly what I was doing, drawing up my earth energy strongly, flushing front to back, flushing up and down, making sure my channels were pointed up in my own personal way for me. And then
you merged.
Right.
And then you did it again.
For the two of us,
For
once
the
we
two of us.
merged.
So now, friends, I think this might be the answer to your question. On page 25 and 26, there is a checklist of the basic steps of the opening process. It's in a generic fashion, and so it won't be worded like Mary says it, and it won't be worded like I say it. It'll be worded generically. And feel free to make it your own. Come to own it, and your words will fall into place too. And it starts with, I calm and center myself with the breath. I notice my energy body's condition, like we're aligning ourselves. That first little segment is clearing and aligning ourselves. The next segment is, and now I begin the merge, etc. Does that make sense? Elaine?
I just wanted to ask Mary, what kind of messages did you get from them? Did they talk to you? Did they tell you this or that?
We can talk after. I mean, no.
Messages are not the point. Messages.
Messages for what kind of?
I could feel her heart rate. I could feel it moving through me, and I could feel it leaving as the screens were going through.
That's all. I didn't mean like advice or anything.
No, but how do you interpret the guidance? Through feeling?
You will interpret it how is right for you. We've all developed some level of subtle skills yesterday and today, and so how it works for you is how it will continue to work for you until the other elements add on as well. Mary feels it her way. She can get very upset with herself and sometimes, used to, I hope she doesn't anymore, insist that she was not visual and then say something very visual which proved that she was, in fact, visual. We each sense it our own way. It doesn't matter how anybody else senses it. No one else matters. What matters is you. That's what matters. Don't try to be Mary any more than you try to be me. Be you. Be your best self. Do your very best. We can stink at it, friends. We can stink at it. Just do our very best, and they will bend down and make it right. Until the day that we should do better. Until the day that we should do better. And all of a sudden it won't work the same. And we'll say, what happened? I used to be better at this. And what just happened is it's time to amp it up. One more.
How come you're not using the vortex to clear the screens away?
We throw the screens to recycling.
Okay, because
because we don't want to be lazy. We want to do our best. We want to do our best.
That you were going straight up to the fifth dimension, but there was no mention of in the vortex. It was just straight up. So, but it's the same thing basically.
No.
Isn't that something that you do first? You create the
Yes.
vortex?
The vortex is created. It's clearing us. It's like an exhaust fan, like a giant exhaust fan made of love. We don't want to leave our garbage lying around for the exhaust fan to have to pick up. We want to pitch it.
Okay.
Pitch it. Do our best. We don't want to be lazy, friends. The key is to do our best. That is the key. Don't be lazy. Do your best. Does that make sense? Okay.